Hey, I'm Jamey from Stillmeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game, Let's Go to Japan. Now, I am totally biased for liking this game, especially, well, I am a Kickstarter backer, so I backed it. This is my Kickstarter copy, but I studied abroad in Japan several times. I studied abroad in Hiroshima for 2 summers in high school and in Kyoto for my entire academic year, my junior year of college. So I love Japan, and I happen to be visiting Japan again later this year. And so Japan has been on my mind a lot lately. This game came along at just the right time, even though I backed it last year. Just it arrived at this time that I'm planning this trip to Japan. And it is literally a game about planning a week of traveling through Japan. It's a drafting game where you're drafting cards with the other players. And you're not really doing anything with those cards. You're doing very, very little with those cards other than drafting them and setting them up on days from Monday to Thursday or Monday to Saturday. I'm sorry. I'll show you what it looks like here while I'm talking. You're setting up these cards in these columns on these different days. And then the first half of the game is over. And then you go from left to right and you kind of tell the story of your week, one player at a time. You say, okay, this is what I have planned out for my Monday. This is what I'm doing in Kyoto on Monday, and then I'm traveling by bullet train over to Tokyo, and I'm doing some things in Tokyo. There are 2 different types of cards in the game, one for Kyoto, one for Tokyo. And I really like that story element of the game where you are telling the story of what you're doing each day. And my favorite part of this is how you end each day, because you end each day with the highlight of the day. And you can see that on these cards here. So in this case, on Tuesday, this player has opted to end their day with the highlight of the day being the geisha show at the Gion corner. And what that means is on these 2 cards that are also on this day, you're going to end up with at least 3 cards on each column, sometimes 4. The first 2 cards you gain as you're operating this Tuesday, as you're going through this Tuesday, you gain these symbols, you gain these icons, you gain these icons, but you don't gain anything else on these 2 cards. However, for this day, for the highlight of the day, you gain this icon, and then you gain points at the bottom of the card. This one's a little obscured on this photo, so I'll go over to here. On this one, Explore Nakamise, you gain, or in this case, you lose these 2 things. This is a little penalty. Oftentimes, it's something that it's a condition that the game is looking for. Actually, no, that you're not losing anything. I'm sorry. It is a condition the game is looking for. If you've met this condition, then you gain extra points. So if you met this condition in terms of icons that you have already out here on the mat, so it's looking for this icon. Here's one of them. And you're looking previous on Wednesday or previously from Wednesday. If you have these icons showing, then you gain this benefit, this points benefit. This is the point icon right here. So I really, really like this. I like that you're getting the top benefits from every card. But as you are playing these cards, drafting and putting them into play throughout the round, you are deciding which of these cards will be the highlight of the day, which is the card that you'll actually score, not just get icons from, but actually score. Each card also has some points in the upper right-hand corner, so you're always going to probably get some points unless the card has 0 victory points. But you're always building up each day to a bigger scoring opportunity with this highlight of the day. It's a really neat mechanism. That in addition to the whole idea that you are spending most of the game drafting and then the last, 10 minutes of the game going through each day and kind of telling the story and actually gaining things from the cards and scoring things from the cards. But yeah, the highlight of the day is definitely the highlight of Let's Go to Japan for me. I really enjoyed my first play with 3 players, and I look forward to playing it some more. Let me know your thoughts if you have played Let's Go to Japan, or if you've played another game that has a stacking mechanism like this, where you're gaining benefit from some cards, but only gaining the points from one of the cards, in this case being the highlight of the day card. Thanks.